So the next key to success is negotiation. So you're in the negotiation. So the first thing you need to remember is every negotiation is different. You might be working with a client that you've worked for 12 months. You're going to go and present another product to them. It might just be a different negotiation process. I'll give you 3 tips that I use when I negotiate with people, and just to get me ready and prepared for presenting to clients. The first one is I have to make sure that I have all my material, all my offers, all my contracts, everything that I need. And I'll give you an example of that. I travelled for 18 hours from Sydney across to Johannesburg to present to one of the biggest media companies in South Africa. Walked into their media company, into the boardroom, their senior leadership team sitting around the boardroom. Looked like they were really pleased to see us, and we were pretty excited about presenting our product. So we got everything set up. Halfway through the presentation, the CEO got up and said, "We love you guys. We want to work with you, and we want to work with you exclusively." And my business partner said to me, "Mike, let's get the contract out and let's tie this negotiation up." And I had to whisper back to him to say, "Hey, look, I've actually left the contract in the hotel. I actually didn't think that they wanted to, buy in straight away." Whispering, I might add. But I picked up the fact that they wanted exclusivity. So I said to the CEO, "Look, I know you want exclusivity. We have actually made a lot of appointments with a lot of other clients, so we're going to have to go back to the hotel and ring them. And in the meantime, we'll just tie up our clauses and come back to you in an hour. How does that sound?" "Fantastic, we'll see you in an hour." So we packed up all our gears and ran back to the hotel. And we signed that client up within an hour, and that client worked with us and invested millions and millions of dollars into our company. So that's the first tip, be prepared. The second tip is to be in control. Often I see when I go with salespeople and I work with companies that they do a big presentation and they give out the presentation to all the people in the room. So what's the first thing they do? Back page, price. So that really blurs any opportunity you have to sell yourself, sell your product, sell the benefit, sell the solution. So be in control is meaning you give out the proposals at the end, or any particular offers at the end. And the third one is overcoming objections or concerns inside the presentation. Now, most of us know that there's probably 5 or 6 common objections that come up every time we go to sell a product or service. Well, why not cover those in the presentation? Why not just cover those in the presentation where you can make sure that you overcome some of those objections before they ask them? So that's my third tip. Now, I've got some motivations that motivate clients to buy, and I've got 4 of them, and I'll quickly go over those now. First one is what I call scarcity. If you can make your product scarce and there's only a limited offer and it's authentic, that's a great strategy because people will always buy what they can't have. The second one is what I call confirmation. And confirmation is essentially testimonials, references, referrals. So in other words, making sure that you have lots and lots of evidence that your product works. So for example, in NRS Media, whenever we used to do our sales seminars, we'd bring our clients in that had already bought, and halfway through the presentation we'd get them to stand up and explain to the audience how wonderful our product was. And 9 times out of 10, our increase of sales in the room would just go up. So that's really just getting about, again, people want to buy what other people have. The third one is exclusivity. So what drove that South African motivation was that they wanted exclusive opportunity to buy our products and services. All they wanted to do was cut the other guys out. And we gave that to them on certain criteria. And the final one is what I call pain and pleasure. Now, pain and pleasure is simply is if you don't buy my product or service, this is what may happen to your business. Or even realising that people are motivated by moving away from something, so pain, and moving towards a result. Because often is if you can show that you've identified a problem and you have a solution, and by using that solution they can get a result, that will certainly help you. So those are the motivations that sometimes come into play and are always in play often when you're negotiating.